Ah, interesting. So I wonder how many cameras I could do this with. Could I have like multiple angles and stuff like that of the Yokomo kit being done? That could be an interesting thing to do, to try out someday. Should this turn out to work? Because I won't know until the live stream ends, right? And so anyway, so we're live there. Let's go live on Likey, and let's go live on Big O. What a fun thing. We've got the liveness. Okay, this is gonna fall, isn't it? It fell the other time when I did the live stream. It was not epic. It was not epic. Come on. All right, so we got triple live going on here. Let's see if we can finally start working on this kit. I have the kit today. The Yokomo kit with, believe it or not, instructions. I think that's a thing. Is it the believe it or not instructions? You see? All these finicky parts. So let's see. This is where we got to last time with the kit. We just had this bit here. And this is for the wheels. Well, not the wheels, but the front tires or front wheels to turn left and right. That's what the mechanism does there. And I should have brought the other car out because I've got a couple that are already built. But this one is slightly different because it's a Yokomo. It's more like the Tamiyas and stuff like that they used to build in the old days, in the olden days. The days of yore, I don't know. Something. Anyway, I was fiddling around with this piece here, and that was the last thing that I did, so who knows what else it's going to ask me to do. Probably add some grease to this little piece right there. Grease. All right. So obviously the instructions are in Japanese, right? They're in Japanese. And skoshi, I don't know. I understand it. Not at all. Not at all. I understand Japanese zero, almost. Only what I learned from anime, watching too many anime. Anyway. So, we've got this piece here, and what else does it want us to do? It wants us to go and grab... I should have bought the one with the English instructions. Oh boy. Alright, so... I think I did all this in the instruction over there, where you connect those bits and pieces together, but now it wants us to have... Oh yeah, because that was on the inside of this piece. You see the instructions there. I was talking about the inside of the pieces that go in there. So we got to go to the next page. And the next page wants us to grab a whole bunch of other parts. Okay, so if I'm not incorrect, but I need to grab some of these bigger parts, and this will fit inside there. But it's anybody's guess in which one of the millions of... it could be this one, actually. Could be that one that we're working with. This here. Let's see. This does look pretty similar. So we can open it up. I'm gonna have to go get some clippers. Call them. It's like scissors, but not really. I'll just go get them in a second. What can make me feel this way? My girl, talking about my girl. This is what I was looking for. Excuse my allergies. All right, so we got this thing here, and it does resemble what it looks like it wants me to have in the here looking instructions. So It wants me to cut off some bits though first, so let's snippety snip. And it's nice to see that there aren't that many bits that I need to snippety snip off. I truly do not want to cut more than I need to off this this part, so we'll go. Not sure about the level of accuracy you're gonna get. Hey, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. One more. Sometimes they say you can just, or at least in the past. Well, alright, that piece of plastic just flew across the kitchen. Flew across the kitchen. Alright, so what does it want us to do? It wants us to stick this piece in here. No. That would be bad, kids. That would be, it goes here, but you need a bunch of other bits to go in there first. So let's find those pieces, shall we? We shall indeed. It'd be easier if I knew the names of the pieces, but we don't have that luxury. That would be luxury. All right. I love luxury, except we don't have it. Where do we get some luxury? Is there a store for that? All right, so that crazy times, crazy times. Oh, look, that looks like it fits through there. Did you see that? I better do this right. It would be so terrible if I just did this wrong and then stripped all the gears. These are not cheap kits. Kids, these are not cheap kits. They are very cool, advanced kits. And so, to strip gears on something like this would be a disastrous thing. Alright, so it looks like it wants some plastic parts. Whoa, no. No! You do not get to escape. Why does one stick more than the other? Are they different? I hope they're not different. No, they're the same. They're the same. But just one of them like to stay in there better than the other one for some reason. I think it'll go in like this. But don't quote me on it because I've been wrong in the past. And although I haven't stripped gears yet, it could still happen. Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. Okay. So it wants me to get some more parts. And these could be the parts that I'm looking for. So let's see. I'm telling you, I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. How you guys doing? We got when do I usually stream? It's kind of random. That's the thing. It's usually in the mornings. So California, what is it? Pacific time. In the mornings, could be any time really. But yeah. I try to get these out there at least once a day. The good thing about following me on YouTube is I'll do these and then they stay on YouTube, right? When I do them on Likey, I'm not sure if you can actually make them stay on Likey. If you guys know how that works, then I'll make them stay on Likey too. But as far as I know, you can't do that. I think I might do some VK ones because VK allows you to keep your very long videos on there too for the streams. But yeah, I hope that answered the question. Oh, thank you. Thank you for saying that. Thank you, Nisa. Thank you. That's awesome. So, all right. So I got these two. I was talking with the comments and I forgot to tell you guys. There's two little pieces. These things here. They stick in there like that. So it's important to make sure that you guys, if you guys want to build this kit, you guys can do it too, like that. And this piece went in there, and there's a little, I think they call those things washers. And I lost the one that's on there. That just flew out. Where did it go now? I was too busy singing how I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. Although it's pretty today. There's no clouds that I can see at the moment. The only cloud is that I've lost a piece. It's a washer. It's a big kitchen. No, it isn't. Age does to you. Oh no! Look, the magic of Disney and in Hollywood. It's not gone. It just stuck itself onto this piece here. So, never mind, kids. I did not lose it. See, this is the problem with the forgetting stuff, right? There we go. So, all right. So those pieces will go together. But then before we do that, there's a bunch of other things it wants me to install. So, let's do that. And yeah. There's 2 more gears. I had gears. I'm a little bit sad, because this is a really expensive kit, and the fact that they give you these pieces here, which are plastic instead of metal, just makes me think that if you do anything wrong, and you're not very good at driving these things, you could strip the gears. And if you know anything about Tamiya and Yokomos and all that stuff, replacement parts do not, I repeat, do not come cheap. So I was just lucky that I got this off eBay, because I couldn't afford the sticker price, the full-on price. I could not afford that. But I found it relatively, I want to say, cheaper on. Wait a second. Does it want me to put 2 of these, like one on each side? And where the English instructions would be really helpful, but again, as I said before, we don't have that luxury. But yeah, anyway, I'm just gonna chance it. Once you have that like that, right, on one on each side, you should be able to fit it in there. But now that means I need another 2 for the other one, and the question will be, do we doodly-doo have another 2? And it would seem that we do. We actually have an extra 2, so who knows where those are going to go. But there, snugly snug, and turns okay. So there's a bit of a wobble there. That I am not so impressed with, because whenever there is a wobble, there's a chance that the little teeth could, do what little teeth do and destroy, I don't know. Why were these done in plastic? Plastic is great for so many things, but if you're not careful with your driving, it's not very good for things like that. All right, so we've got those bits done. So we talked about that, but there's a third one, meaning there's an extra hole. That's what I mean by there's a third one. Don't ever rely on my math, but I should be correct about that. Why would that go? Yeah, all right, so the instructions are pretty good. I mean, if I can understand what's going on and I don't have access to the Englishing, then that usually shows you that the pictures that they've done at the very least are very, very good. Okay, so this has a little washer that goes on there. And they want you to fit this through there, but there's another piece that goes in there first. So where is that piece? That is the million or trillion dollar question. And you can't just skimp out on it because that's one of the times, kids, where you can't just skimp out on stuff, because when you do, things go bad. I think maybe that's what it meant. I think it meant that there are two of these things. One goes on here and one goes on there. And I thought there may be an extra part, but maybe we don't need it, because I just got confused. So let's see if that's true or not. There we go. It looks like that is correct. Again, it looks like it's correct. Is it correct though? I'm gonna get some WD-40 eventually and just dump it in there. Or you could use the provided grease, which is this sort of black goop. I think this is what they suggest to use, which is probably better than WD-40 because it's going to stay in there longer. I think this is the purpose of this, is that it stays within there longer. And but they didn't say anything about using the little bag yet in the instructions, as far as I know. What do I know? Okay, so great. Those are all the bits so far that I can see here in the instructions for this page. And so I guess in my opinion, I'd put some grease in there first, because why not? And then in the next bit, we'll just grab pieces like this and attach them on. Let's see. I'm pretty sure we went the right way. Okay, great. We will move on. It's kind of strange that they don't give you the instruction to bolt things on to this thing yet, but maybe they just want me to put the grease in first. So let's do that. Let's see if I have a tool, because I don't like, getting my fingers all ew. All right, so could we use a chopstick maybe? I don't know. Open this up a little bit. It's kind of cheap how they did this. Why did it do that? You know what? We could use a chopstick. It's never a bad time to use a chopstick, but these are new. There's an old one. An old one. We'll use an old one. It's not really dirty. I promise. It's not really dirty. Okay, let's see who's here. Adrenita, hi. Frederick, hi. Adrenita, hi. Farid, hi. Stefan, hi. Christina. Why is it that on Big O Live it doesn't really show much going on? Like oh, okay, the comments are done different. There's a bunch of awesome people here too. Everything's working fine. Forget about it. Just the ramblings of an old man who doesn't understand technology. Okay, so let's get some of this goop-de-goo out. This I think is a mess, guys. Why Yokomo went and did this, I don't know. But let me tell you, not the biggest fan of Yokomo coming up with this system here. A pipette. If anybody's done any work at school with stuff, experiments, a pipette. A pipette would have been really nice. I think they still call them pipettes. I don't know. Do they still call them pipettes? Oh, thanks, Irfan. I understand you got to go. I'll see you soon. All right, so here we go. We're spreading the love. Spreading the love. Trying not to get it on my fingers. The love is sticky and gooey. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Well, get down and dirty with it. I'm a grease monkey. Don't worry. I do get my hands dirty all the time building stuff, but this, it's just like I use the other grease. The other grease is not so dark. It's almost scary, this thing. Like a scene from Spider-Man or something, when they have that dark character that can turn into different things and shapeshift. I don't know. There's a battle going on. I don't know how to battle stuff. I don't know. Hey, it's an old man in here trying to work with technology. They have these weird things on Liking where you can do battles. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Anyway, let me make sure I put this in correctly before I destroy the electronics. Not the electronics. The gearing system. All right, well, once you put it on there, you see, once you put it on there, you start spinning the gears, and now the white gears are getting some of that love. You're getting some of that love, and hopefully they won't destroy each other, because you don't want them to destroy each other. Great. Oh, I forgot to put some on here. Yay! Boy, am I smart. I forgot to put some on there. See, they all touch, though. They all touch. And so, should be good. Let's get more of that stuff. It's so hard to get out of this thing. Oh, don't want to waste this good stuff. Wait, come out. Oh. There we go. All right, kiddos. Get this up and running in no time. In double time. Did it though? Yeah, it looks like it did. Okay, so now that we've got all of that done, I am assuming there's 4 slots. You put 4 in. Is that a good assumption? I don't know. It does not seem to want to close though. So that's not good. All right, so we've done all the messy stuff. Let's get rid of the messy stuff. It's good to clean up while you work, right? A lot of people, they don't clean up while they work. What they do is they clean up after they work, and usually the work piles up with garbage everywhere. So the smarter way to do it is to clean up while you work. Just like the chefs, the really good chefs, they will clean while they work. Imagine that. It's better than Hollywood magic and Disney. Hey, haha, look at that. It actually closed. Did you expect that? I didn't expect that to happen. It closed. Yay. All right, so now we can officially move on to the next bit. The next bit will be over here. We're working on these instructions over here. I wonder if there's any awesome Japanese people, or people who at least know how to read Japanese. And hopefully I got this right. We'll see. We'll see when we put a little motor in there and turn it on. If the gears strip right away, I got something wrong. That's how you know. That's how you know you got it wrong. It was a funny story though, because I gave one of my remote control cars to a good friend of mine, and everything worked just fine. But the problem is that if you don't install the remote control system correctly with the auto braking system, because the old cars didn't have that feature, now you have these things where you can actually put in the brakes, so you can't go forward, you can't send the motor going forward and then reverse instantaneously. There's ways to stop that from happening. If you don't get that done right away, what happens is, and you're heavy-footed or heavy-thumbed on the controlled. The trigger ones are the worst. But anyway, you instantly strip the gears. So gave him a really good car, but I stripped the gears, and then he thought that once you strip the gears, you throw it out. But no, I was telling him don't put it in the landfill, but it was too late. Anyway, cool beans. Too late. Ended up in the landfill. So we got, okay, it wants me to get some screws, and it provides me with screws, but these are not the ones. These are going to be mounted on the exterior bit, which is this thing, and we're not there yet. And I'm already pretty confused looking at this thing going like, I think these are the screws that it's talking about, but in the picture, the screws don't have the little threads. So, does that mean, and this is the only screw that I have that does not have a thread on it, but excuse me, goodness gracious. Sometimes you got these burpees going on. I'm a little bit hungry. I cooked some good old vegan dishes earlier, but then didn't get around to eating them. We're going to chance it again. This looks like the screws they want me to use, but they are very different from each other, and so there's a whole bunch of different ones in here. It seems that it wants me to use the ones with a sort of mushroom-headed top, which look like that. I don't know. Is that visible? Who knows? They look like they should be the ones because they fit right across there like this. And that looks pretty good. But now I need to find the world famous doohickey. One of these. It's got to be one of those, guys. Now, before I do screw that in, I'm going to reopen this because... No, I'm not. Looks like it's turning okay, so I'm not going to reopen that. Did I just lose the screw that I was putting in? All right, I will reopen it. Ooh, that's interesting. That flicked over to the other side. Whoa, why did that happen? And just when I thought I was not going to get my hands dirty, got my hands dirty there. Anywho, so we had this all correct and lined up the way it was supposed to go, and I put the screw in, and the screw stayed in. All right, back to speech lessons. Back to speech lessons for me. I do not have the correct tool for the task. And this might be the correct tool for the task because it came in the... I always look confused, but don't worry. We'll get there. We'll get there. So yeah, look at this. This was the tool that they want me to use to put this in, but it's not screwing in, so a better question is why? Righty. Okay, it's working. It's working. Slowly, but it's working. Oh no, YouTube. YouTube might fail because the battery is kind of low on that one. Actually, the batteries are getting low on all the phones at the moment. But we've got some decent work done today. So, hey, that's not bad, guys. That's not bad. Okay, we got how many more screws go in here? It's telling me that's the main one to keep this together. And then these ones are going to be much longer ones, clearly, and this one is shorter. But okay, in the meantime, I don't like to put these in all the way or really tight. So I will tighten it, but I won't go the extra mile just yet until I figure out the other parts, because then I might have to unscrew it. And you never want to over tighten any of the bolts or screws because sometimes things snap, especially when kits that are supposed to come with metal parts come with plastic parts. If you do that with plastic parts tend to snap, especially if you've got like iron hands, you know. So let's see what we're doing here. We went as far as this bit, and then this is the bit that I was talking about before. But in the picture where I'm working on all that, they want me to turn this thing the other way. And then this thing goes like this. Does it though? No. Like this? No. I'm so stumped at the moment. But don't worry. Everything's gonna be alright. I think it'll go like that, but then why does it want to be completely off to the side? I'm guessing that the wheels eventually are going to connect up to this part here, so there's going to be bits coming off this side. So if you were to do this, you would be obstructing the I don't know, the drivetrain bits, I don't know, something like that. So this looks like it fits perfectly like this. You see that? That looks good. That looks good there. I'm liking that. So we'll have that there. But then it wants us to do a bunch of things with screws on the side. On the side. And yes, I know what I'm doing now, kind of. So let me find a screw. And it wants me to use the same doohickey looking screw as before with the mushroom top. And we're going to put it in the top one here. Going through like that. So then that means it wants us to go into this here hole. Is that visible, guys? I hope it's visible. I'm sure that the on YouTube it might not be that useful or seeable because the autofocus is just driving me nuts, but I think that everywhere else it will work just as it should. And it's going in just fine. So just so you know, you will be missing out on these two holes, and then it'll go on this one. So we need more screws for this to happen. And again, they're all the same mushroom-headed bits and pieces of screws because the Wizard of Oz wanted it that way. How many do we need? We put in 1, so if the math, and you can never trust me on the math, but if the math is correct, if you need 4 and you already have 1, you need about 3, but I could be wrong. Anyway, there's a thing here. See this? The mushroom-headed screw here on the top is doing just fine. But the other one you see is flat-headed, so you want the mushroom one. Just for the clarification, because you know it's fun. It's fun when you put the wrong one in, and then it strips the bit inside. And then when you take the screw out, then you have to throw out the whole piece, or just buy a new piece because the threading was maybe different. Yay! I've done that before. No, I haven't. No, I haven't. I promise. I've never done that before. Get in trouble all the time. All right, so then, okay, so we've gone through these 2 up there, and then it says to skip another 2 and get to the 1. But why would? Oh yeah, no, that's correct. That is correct right there. So you got 1, you skip 2, 1, you skip 2, and then oh, stop telling me about low power mode. I know it's about to die. But if I put it in low power mode, I don't think it'll allow it to do this live stream anymore. So there we have it. We're going to have to just keep going. So on the top, you skip 2. You skip 2 and you go to the third one, which is that one. And then you're all set. You're all set. Yay. Looks like we're going through this thing pretty well. And before you know it, guys, before you know it, we'll have this, at least 1 piece done. It's nice if you can get 1 piece done in a day, right? When I started off this thing this morning, I almost didn't want to do this video because I felt like a little tired. But then I got motivated. I had a little bit of tofu, and then I started getting motivated. Oh. You're probably thinking, why don't you just use power tools? Well, power tools are great, and in some cases I use power tools, but with this kind of kit, and the fact that there are sometimes plastic pieces, if you use a power tool and you break something, oh boy, that is the biggest headache. So I don't usually use the power tools. Anyway, there's a lot of cool channels out there. I don't know if you guys know Kevin Talbot. He builds stuff like this a lot. And who else? There's, whoa, lost the piece. Joshua Bardwell will do a lot of fun things like building kits and stuff, live streaming. But he does drones. He does drones, and drones are fantastic, race drones. I haven't built one of those yet. I probably should at some point. But you know, this is more of the stuff that I do in general. I'm not saying that I won't do one of those someday. It just requires more fiddling because, you know, I haven't done anything with beta flights. Beta flights. Oh, yes, I do have an Instagram. And the Instagram is vegan TZU. Vegan soup. Almost like vegan soup now. Vegan soup, but yeah, but nobody goes on that Instagram. I don't know why. It's been around for many, many years. It's definitely been around like maybe 10 years. I don't know. Somewhere around there. Nobody ever sees the Instagram. Nobody ever sees anything on social media when it comes to me. Been ignored for a long time. That's the cool thing about Likey, Big O Live, and Zin, and Dub Smash, and a bunch of those that disappeared. It kind of gave me a little outlet to say hello to awesome people. So yeah, I hope that answers your question, Virl. I'm on also every single other platform. So whatever platform you like, whether it's VK, whether it's TikTok, whether it's Facebook, whether it's I'm on everything except for Twitter. I do not like Twitter. I had some big issues with Twitter, and so Twitter is just not something I'm ever going to be back on unless they sell the company and rebuild it from scratch. But I'm pretty much on everything else. Or, I mean, Facebook, I'm on Facebook because I do VR. So I put those crazy goggles on and I play video games. I know, it's not very manly, but what are you going to do? Anyway, this is looking great, guys. This is looking great. And the next bit is going to be to try to put this strange, hypnotic-looking wheel on here. But I think we'll do that in a different video simply because all of the batteries on all the live stream phones are about to die. So we'll find out if any of this worked out. And yeah, that'll just be that for today. And then, you know, the Drift chassis is here. And I'm guessing this is going to go on there somewhere. But eventually we'll get this done. We'll get this done. And I'm glad that I'm finally being able to do this and that you guys are here to help me through it. Because, as you know, I don't speak Japanese and I can't read it. So I'm just going by these. All right, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. And if you want to leave any comments on any of the social media platforms, again, I'm on everything, including the strange ones like Hyper, Rizzle, Clapper, I don't know. If you guys know any of those, I'm on all of them. So you want to drop a comment or anything on here, or especially, I'm on YouTube like all the time. I don't know why the comments don't show up, but sometimes they do. And if they do, and I see them, I'll respond. So there we go. Thank you so much again for showing up. Have a wonderful day, and I think it's Happy Friday, so have a great weekend. All right, let's see. Press the button. Did the button work? No. Did the button work here? Pressing it. All right, looks like it's pretty good. Pretty good on this live stream. I don't know. Will it focus? How many people did we have? How many amazing people did we have? We had 315 amazing viewers on Likey and 145 on Big O Live. And a grand total of 0 on YouTube. Wow. Don't you just love YouTube? It's amazing. It's amazing. Anyway, I love you guys, and have a fantastic weekend, as I said before. Isn't that strange? Like, I'm here, but then I'm here, but then I'm there. Oh, I'm having too much fun. Have a great weekend, and happy Friday. Over and out.